Okay, everybody, welcome back. Welcome back to the modern retelling of Aloy and Ross story in Horizon Sims 4 edition. Sims 4. So I'm really excited to show this video today. I went and downloaded like a buttload of mods. I think I kind of mentioned that in the last video. And one of the mods that I went really kind of a little gung ho about was there's kind of redoing of the Sims medieval textures and building materials and so on and so forth. So I downloaded a bunch of those, and in this video you don't get to see the build, but you get to see kind of the end result. I tried to basically recreate Rost's cabin in Horizon Zero Dawn and made it like to the best of my ability. I know you don't get to really go in to see Rost's cabin, but there is like a glitch uh, way to kind of get in and you can look around a little bit. It's like a main floor bungalow with a little loft on the top that you can't actually, I don't even think you can access the loft at the top. But anyways, so I tried to build it as best I could in The Sims 4 and it came out pretty good. But then I kept telling myself, this isn't really, this is too much like the original, and I wanted a modern retelling, right? Since, this is The Sims 4. It's not, it's not unfortunately Horizon Life Sim. So what I've done in this video is I've essentially ripped down what was Rost's cabin retelling, and we've just put up a very cute little 2-bedroom bungalow, very modest, very adorable for our modern Rost and Aloy. So that's pretty much what we're working with now. So this is just a bit of a sped up video. It's about 15 minutes long total, to see the build of this very adorable starter home for Rost and Aloy. And yeah, I don't know. Spoiler alert, I guess, is I don't know if I would ever change it because we all know Rost has simple tastes. He's a very meat and potatoes, he's a simple man. So, he could find his eternal happiness in this tiny little bungalow and never move out. He could just love it. So, and then in addition, I couldn't really think of the perfect career for Rost. I wanted him to be a gardener, but it's in one of the DLC packs, that career path, that I don't have. So unless I just downloaded it, because I also downloaded like a pack or two onto my PC. So unless I haven't downloaded it, I don't think I'll have the gardener career. And with the mods that I'm running, that career does not exist right now in the mod program that I use. So instead, I just picked firefighter. I was like, it's like a way to help the neighborhood, and Rost is all about helping the tribe in any way that he can. So that's what we're working with here. So Rost is becoming a firefighter and taking care of Aloy. It's a very low paying job. They have to live very frugally for the first few years of Aloy's life, but that's okay. They're not materialistic people. They're going to have a great life together. So enjoy my little build video of a modern cabin-esque bungalow for our modern retelling of Rost and Aloy's Horizon story. So enjoy! Okay, so as you can see here, this is the sort of kind of somewhat but not really interpretation of Rost's cabin in Horizon. It's not 100% accurate. Essentially where that kitchen is, that is where Rost's fireplace was, and there was like a little eating table on that side. Anyways, it wasn't working for me. I wasn't into it, so here we go. We're gonna instead use a concept that was on one of my Sims Facebook groups. There was a picture that was floating around of a build that somebody was requesting. So I thought it looked pretty good, and it looked pretty basic, standard kind of cutesy cabin look. So I was like, oh, let's just do that. So here we go. I always get nervous having to delete stuff and rebuild houses without bulldozing the entire lot in The Sims, because so much can go wrong in so many different ways. So, anyways, we gotta fix it up. Hopefully, it all goes according to plan. So we're gonna make a 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom little bungalow. The front area will be the living room on one side, the kitchen on the other. The bedrooms and the bathroom are going to be in the back of the house. Um, I didn't want to change up my trees because I really like the trees. I'm hoping to add a few more, so I just had to obviously just move them around a little bit, move all of our foliage. The house needed a little bit more space in order to fit everything, so we're just making it a little bit bigger. But not by much, because again, Rost and Aloy, they live a modest lifestyle. Moving all those rocks back, and I will hopefully get to put way more rocks in there as we continue in the game. We'll see how far Rost makes it as a firefighter. All right, so here we're just kind of roughing out the master bedroom. Got to make it big enough for a nice big bed. And a teeny tiny bathroom. I'm always really bad at crafting bathrooms because I can never fit everything into the bathroom. So we're going to try our best with that teeny little bathroom today. Which, I mean, that bathroom isn't really that small. It just feels like it. Oh yes, the concept that we have has a bay window. And I don't know if anyone knows a better way to do this, but you know when you have to re-put the roof up and you have to build a second floor. If anyone knows a faster way of doing that, a more correct way, definitely let me know, because that's the only way I know how to do it. If you expand on the house and the roof doesn't go with it or the ceiling, I just build on the second floor. Fill in that gap. I really like how this ended up at the very end. It's actually, it gets to be very, very nice. So anyways, just picking all my colors. I am not, I find, especially like it comes out really strong in The Sims. I'm not like a really good interior designer. I just can't imagine, like I can't put this kind of stuff in my head to see how it all comes together in the end. So for me with The Sims, it's really just like a guess and check kind of situation. I had some issues here with the roof. I couldn't figure out how to rotate the darn thing, so I had to, it took me about 10 minutes, I'm ashamed to say, but so I had to cut that out. So there we go. It was really quick in the video. It was not quick in real life. I could not for the life of me figure out how to rotate the damn roof. But we got there. We got there. We got there. There we go. All these different styles of roof, but again, that was like the most loyal to what the image was, the blueprint of this one house. Not even really a blueprint, it was just the exterior of the house. Well, I guess it did have the floor plan inside, but it was a very basic floor plan. Now here I'm picking the little moldings that go on the outside of the house. Um, and it was when I was choosing these that, you know, you just kind of realize just how vanilla and basic the base game is, especially when I've had The Sims 4 for as long as I've had on PlayStation. And, you know, now I'm going to PC with absolutely, you know, nothing aside from mods. I really wish that EA could just be generic and your EA login and content could just be, you know, multi-platform. I don't know if that's ever a possibility, but if it ever becomes a possibility one day and EA becomes less about the money and more about the games, they should look at doing multi-platform. Things all save together. So I really like these big bay windows. Again, we want it. I wanted the feel of bringing the outside in. We're going to fill up their house with like tons of plants and lots of greenery and stuff. So, I mean, I thought natural light would be really nice, especially in the front, since in the back they have like teeny tiny little windows. They're going to be so small. Not a lot of windows in their bedrooms, but that's okay. Because if they want a nice light, sunshiny experience, they can just go in the living room, read a book. Yeah, I wanted so much light that I even put in like a sliding door. A sliding glass door for the entryway. That's the entryway. So hopefully they live in a really safe neighborhood because that just looks like very easy to break into. So yeah, again, going with the blueprint of this house, there weren't really any side windows. They were all just in the front and in the back, which I was kind of like, okay, I guess maybe security reasons, you know, you don't want a lot of entry points. And then I had this monumental task of figuring out what the inside of a modern version of Rost and Aloy's house would look like. Because I still wanted that cabin kind of feel, kind of that nice old school, rustic, bringing the outdoors in kind of feel. But again, it's very tricky. I can never really figure out what I want the inside of a house to look like. And when it comes off looking really good and really put together and well done, like please take that as it's a fluke. On my side, it's a fluke. So obviously the room on the left is going to be Rost's kind of main bedroom, and once Aloy becomes a toddler and is, you know, getting her own space, she'll have the room on the right. And I had initially wanted to put green in Aloy's bedroom because she does not strike me as a woman that enjoys pink. But again, she's still a baby, and Rost is, you know, he's in new territory again. So pink is generic color for girls when we like to assume genders. Anyways, when we like to be old school, I call that old school thinking now. It's pretty old school to think that way. But regardless, we switched to pink for Aloy's room. She'll go through her rebelling stage where she'll be like, no, Dad, I just want my walls to be black, like my soul. Now, I was looking at the terrain manipulation because, again, in the image that I was building off of, this house had like a little creek / pond where the bridge would go over top, like at the front of the house. But there's just not enough space on this lot to do anything like that. So we didn't go that route. So now going back into the kitchen. Kitchens are always a fun time, except for when you already bought the countertops and then they revert back to their original dumpy, non-customized countertops. And then you just have to go in and rebuy them all because they're just being silly. So annoying. And again, just sticking with like that really natural, bringing the outside in kind of look that I'm just loving. I'm loving it so far. It looks really good. And the house is only going to get better. Like poor Rost, we put him in the poorhouse after this build. I think he has like $500 to his name before he starts his job. But that's okay, because now he's got this beautiful house to raise the ever so adorable little tiny Aloy. And again, just like realizing, oh, so limited. So limited in like appliances, just so limited in all things. But that's okay. And again, it's hard in The Sims to work with these very small spaces because you have to make sure that everybody can get around. But we made it work. We made it work. This house is still pretty big. I mean, it does take up like the whole lot. So, you know, from side to side. The bathroom was a little tricky, and I think the bathroom I ended up having to change the door because it was too big. Leave a little space behind that couch. I learned that. That's a design tip. You should never put your furniture right up against the wall anymore. It's not bougie. It's just not done. All right, here we go. The bathroom. Yeah, bathrooms always trip me up. I don't know what it is. I just don't work well in small spaces, I suppose. This house, look, it's so cute. Got all the books out there, our clothes drying rack. Oh yes, Aloy's tent. So cute. So adorable. Yeah, so here's where we have the problem. That door to the bathroom is so big. So I just couldn't figure out exactly how I wanted to do this because I really wanted that extra little counter in the bathroom. So, here I am hunting for a new door. Nothing just felt right. You know what I mean? Things just don't feel right. You know when they don't feel right? But we made it work. Like we do. Look at that tiny ass door. But then I could have my countertops again. So there we go. I don't even think I have lights in everyone's rooms. I'm pretty sure the kitchen is the only light we have, but that's okay. There we go. There's that beautiful home for little Rost and little Aloy to live happily ever after and have an amazing life. Will they have an amazing life? I guess we're going to find out. So stay tuned for the next video where we go through a day in the life. Rost and Aloy.